I have no regrets. In fact, even if I become a human again, I will join the army again and fight for my nation. Please come and see where the Indian Army fought for your tomorrow. These immortal lines, penned by Captain Vijayant Thapar before his final mission, have become etched into the annals of India's military history. Fire! Summer of 1999, the Indian Army was locked in a fierce high-altitude battle against Pakistani intruders in the Kargil sector. By its end, 527 Indian soldiers had made the ultimate sacrifice. 3 bullets, 2 to the chest, 1 fatal to the head. Yet, he found the courage to lead 30 men to victory. No hesitation. All action to capture Knoll post for his country. Among them, a 22-year-old officer of the 12 Rajputana Rifles, Captain Vijayant Thapar, posthumously awarded the Veer Chakra for his unmatched gallantry. Every year, as May and June return, the nation remembers the Kargil War, honoring its heroes. Beyond official tributes and military salutes, there is one solitary figure who walks into a departure gate at Indira Gandhi International Airport, not for leisure, not for work. This is Colonel Vijayant Thapar's pilgrimage, a sacred journey he undertakes every year to honor a promise made to his son, to stand where a hero fell.
And Colonel Thapar is in our studios right now. Colonel Thapar, the story of Captain Vijayant Thapar is a story that every Indian should know about. And you travel, sir, and you're in our studios. He's in our studios today. Colonel Thapar, you go back to Kargil every single year. Sir, I want all our viewers to hear from you what that journey means to you every year, sir.
Well, that journey is a homage to not only my son, but all those young people who fought for the country in those terrible heights, and how the youth of India, young officers and men, how they snatched victory out of the short jaws of death, jaws of defeat. So that is a story which is worth commemorating, worth remembering, worth retelling again and again. That is why I go there every year.
Colonel Thapar, also the fact that every year you go, and do you see changes on the ground which make you, as the father of a brave martyr, believe that India has taken lessons, right lessons, and brought some changes on the ground which make us better prepared to take on our enemy?
Well, actually speaking, there should be no debate on this, because we have proved what we can do due to the changes in Sindhu. Whatever we could, I mean, if we were not changing, we were stagnant, then we couldn't have achieved what we have achieved in Sindhu. And that makes everyone proud, and that goes towards nation building. So I believe the changes have taken place. I believe we are now ready for the high-tech war, and the kinetic war of the kind that happened in Kargil is a history. It will not happen again.
Colonel Thapar, for many who haven't really known the story of our brave heart, your son, Captain Vijayant Thapar, 22-year-old, a letter that he had written to you, one of the last letters, which I think so all of us who have perhaps been associated in covering the Kargil War would have known about him. But there would be many today who may not really know who exactly was Captain Vijayant Thapar and what really made Captain Vijayant Thapar what he was. I want you to perhaps share the story of your son, how he got into the army, what made him write that letter, which I think so is perhaps the most proud moment for all of us.
Well, actually, he was the 4th generation officer in the Indian Army. So there was not much that was required to be ingrained into him or some outside influence to drive him towards joining the forces. In fact, it was within him, imbibed absolutely, because the day he was born, there were soldiers all around. There were people, and in the hospital where she went, my wife, there were all soldiers all around. He was born, and he was, within 1 month, he was in the biggest cantonment of the Indian Army, Pathankot. And then he was exposed to tanks, guns, artillery, this, that and all. And of course, heroes. Inspiring heroes like, who became later on his own ideal. He was Arun Khetrapal,
Yeah.
Okay.
Paramveer Chakra.
When I was in school, Colonel Thapar, I was in Arun house, so I really connect.
Yeah. So Arun is a darling of everybody, and he's a symbolic person. So what I want to say is that at one time, he used to admire him. He used to model himself on Arun Khetrapal. And slowly, gradually, the whole wheel turned. And today, there are hundreds of people who model themselves on Vijayant. They ask about Vijayant and they want to be like Vijayant.
What do you really recall about his conversations with you? Because, you know, someone who's grown up in a military environment would still have some queries of how does he really take it forward. Perhaps, you know, there is always a peer pressure also. You have a 4th generation soldier there. Can I really live up to those standards? Those are few queries that everyone, someone who's becoming a soldier would have. What are the things that you would remember and you would want to share with the budding soldiers of our country?
No, the budding soldiers must keep people like Vijayant, the qualities they had. What did they have that was special? And I think one thing I want to tell you, every Indian, you and me and everyone else, he must have pride in India and he must have love for India. If you ever came to our house, you'll find his notebooks, his satchel, school satchel and everything with doodles of Mera Bharat Mahan hundreds of times.
How old was he when he did that? Doodling
He
of...
was in the 7th class, 8th class, like that. As a matter of fact, in the 6th class, 6 years old, when he was 6 years old, he had fired a pistol. He was so enthused by the... I happened to go to the range. I said, let me refresh myself. And so when I was firing, he was just gaping at me. And then I said, would you like to fire? Said, yes, I would like to fire. I was surprised. I was taken aback. And then I made him sit in my lap, put the pistol, and he fired 5 shots. So that's the kind of guy he was, you know. And those qualities, if we can only inculcate what these people have done, they can inspire, they can ignite, and they can internalize all that is good about India. All. I mean, they should look at them, not only them, you know, parents, peers, and all the other teachers. They are the people who got to put this into us. As far as I am concerned, I don't bat an eyelid. I am going to be 84. I don't bat an eyelid. Wherever I am called, I go there. They called me just before coming here to Bidar, very far off. We went there. And there was a huge crowd, and I did my bit to inspire them through Vijayant's story. So that's how we do it. As far as this letter is concerned, let me tell you, somewhere during this battle, if you have seen Knoll, and if you can show its picture, it's about the ugliest mountain that I have seen in my life. Tolling is a beauty as compared to it. And that too, attacking it at night, 80 degrees gradient, moonlit, enemy sitting right on top in good bunkers, and you know, he can aim and fire at you. And there's no way to go up. They had to jump from rock to rock to avoid the mines. and the barbed wire. So that kind of dedication to still go and get them, pull them out and kill them, that is something very funny. In fact, you know, I would like to describe to you his last few moments as he was living. So, to my mind, as an old infantry officer, and let me say as an Indian, I think he got the very best that a soldier can aspire, way to go, exit from the world. He had the enemy in front of him. He had his weapon in his hand. He was fighting him. He was shot. He fell in the arms of his comrade. And at that very spot, the men were so moved, they built a small little mandir. So what more do you want? And today, 25 years later, we are remembering him. I am proud of my son as much as everybody else. I mean, he has done it very good. About that letter, somewhere he got a premonition or he got intuition that he is not likely to come back alive through this battle. And then he sat down somewhere and he wrote that letter to us. And that is an inspirational letter. I think every Indian must read it. I think every young man must read it. And even the parents must read it so that they can.
Wait. Sir, can I read a few lines from that
Yeah,
letter?
absolutely. I think so.
I have the letter with me,
please.
sir. Can I read that letter?
Yes, yes, why not?
This is the letter, ladies and gentlemen, that Captain Vijayant Thapar, Kargil martyr, wrote to his parents. Colonel Thapar, his father, is in our studios right now. And I want to read this letter. Every Indian should read this letter. Look up the letter of Captain Vijayant Thapar, Kargil hero, to his parents, and I'm reading it right now. Dearest Papa, Mama, and Granny, by the time you get this letter, I'll be observing you all from the sky, enjoying the hospitalities of the Apsaras. I have no regrets. In fact, even I become a human again. And I'll join the army and fight for my nation. And if you can, please come and see where the Indian army fought for your tomorrow. As far as the unit is concerned, the new chaps should be told about his sacrifice, about this sacrifice. And I hope my photo will be kept in the Koi Mandir. Whatever organ can be taken should be done. Contribute some money to orphanage and keep on giving 50 rupees to Rukhsana per month and meet Yogi Baba. Best of luck to India. Best of luck to Bindya. And never forget this sacrifice of men. Papa, you should feel proud. Mama, so should you meet. I loved her. Mama ji, forgive me for everything wrong I did. Okay, then it's time for me to join my clan of Dirty Dozen. My assault party has 12 chaps. Best of luck to you all. Live life, king size. Yours, Robin.
Colonel Thapar, I think so. You know, this is a letter that will be etched in our memories lifetime. But I still want to ask you this, that how do you, your family really muster the courage at a time when your boy was extremely young, went into and directly into a war that he fought valiantly. Today, for everyone who's watching, how did you really muster the courage to let your boy go?
Look, I am, besides being a father, I have been a CEO myself. We've been pushing people. You know, you don't worry about life. The more important thing is the objective. We must get on to the objective. This time it happened to be my son. Someone has to fight for India over that place. Either it is my son or it is your son. Somebody has to fight. And if we don't have that kind of a attitude, soon the enemy will come and occupy those places. So, you got to take it in that light. Yes, as a father, I was heartbroken. when I came to know. But when I came to, the burden of carrying him to the last, for his last rites is unbearable. It is not, the pain is intolerable for the whole family. But when we came to know the circumstances in which he had gone, the pride we felt of his bravery and of all the things that he has done there, it both reduced the weight, burden and the pain immensely. And gradually, when I saw that his death, his going departure has caused so much good in our nation, I felt somewhat elated, I mean, that's the way I looked at it. And about this other point that you raised, people ask me, a young son, gone, you must be heartbroken and all this. I tell them, yes. And what can we do for the martyrs? Every now and then we hear this. So I tell them only two things. I say, do something for the country that will leave your footprints on the Indian soil, your footprints. Do something like that, so that you can answer yourself. And secondly, I always tell them that you search yourself and give the answer to the question, are you worthy of that sacrifice that these boys are doing? Yesterday only people have got killed. We have to answer that question. Are we worthy of their sacrifice? If we are worthy, we are good enough, we're proud enough, then it's a different matter. Otherwise, we have to worry about that particular aspect.
I think there are, in whatever you have said, Colonel Thapar, it's inspiring at many levels. And it also, in a way, sends across a message to all those watching, hopefully, that the supreme sacrifice that martyrs like your son make for the country should not be allowed to go in vain. That's a very important lesson I'm drawing from our conversation with you, that when you are there in front of the enemy, there is only one thought, that your nation has to be saved and preserved. And that's when this thought of maybe making that supreme sacrifice comes. And we here are safe because that thought came in the mind of young Captain Thapar. I think that's something which should be a very important takeaway for everyone today. And today is a day to, renew that resolve, that we will not let that sacrifice, that supreme sacrifice of not just that young Captain Thapar, but his entire family go in vain. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and inspiring us today.
It's my pleasure. And I think you picked up just the right theme for this auspicious occasion. The nation must come first. We all come afterward.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Okay, we'll take a short break here on Republic TV. The Proud to be Indian, we have a fantastic lineup. Stories that will move you, ladies and gentlemen. We have